out, what went wrong, and the first thing that came to mind was, wait a minute, they played against Galio twice. They couldn't snowball against Galio in the mid lane, so that's really bad for Jiizuke. They couldn't play side lanes either because of, you know, good old Galio. So I was like, just ban it. And Yamato Cannon, first ban of the day. It is the Galio. He has figured it all out.
He took a lot of the blame on himself with it.
They're going to go on a win streak again.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Zoe banned by Giants. Vitality removing the Sejuani as well. Still plenty of options left for both these teams, but we are seeing that mid lane pool shrink a little bit with the Rise ban here as well.
Just letting the beat drop of the best champ select song of all time. You are correct though, they are banning out Jiizuke. Azir is still open, which still is one of the big ones for the mid lane, but I feel like there are more mid lane choices now you can go for. The Corki has been powerful for a lot of mid laners here in the EOL CS. Let's see with the first pick, because Tristana is left open. Camille is left open. Two very, very strong picks in the current meta. I like the Skarner ban, meaning you don't have to risk Djoko grabbing it, because Skarner's great early game. Djoko is insane early game, so deny that combo.
He's definitely been about getting into the enemy jungler's faces, trying to take skirmishes, trying to get ganks off, helping Betsy snowball ahead. There's the Camille as well.
Tristana first pick coming for
Gangplank is there as well, something we have seen first picked already.
Yeah. I think that Tristana brings more value. Let's see if Ruin wants to take the GP on his side. He does. Now, Cabochard does play a lot of carries. Could definitely grab a carry into it. Bold prediction, give me a Riven. Probably not going to happen.
That's incredibly bold prediction. I was about to say good job predicting the Tristana, but now you've said Riven.
Okay, so predicting first pick Tristana in Europe is very easy. Is she left open? Yes. Predict Tristana first pick in Europe. And it will happen most of the time.
Okay.
Not every time. We've seen a few teams actually leave open. Ooh, so Vitality, they should go Alistar. And Tristana Alistar absolutely dumpsters Kalista.
And Kalista is not a Steeelback champion either. Steeelback has not been playing incredibly well thus far this split.
Ooh, and
there's the Alistar, there's the Azir. What are Giants looking at now?
Oh, is it Tahm Kench to try and save Kalista at this point? Because you need to pick something that actually prevents her from just getting all in. If they don't go for that here, Vitality can just ban like the Tahm Kench away, and Giants, they might struggle in the bottom lane. This Kalista will die at least twice in the first 20 minutes.
I'm going to hold you to that.
And that's based on the Alistar Tristana, not just randomly dying somewhere else. That would be cheating.
Okay, Kalista will die in the first 20 minutes 2 times to Tristana and Alistar.
Can I say at least 2 times?
You say at least. Okay, okay. I'm writing down at least.
Give me the at least. Well. Yeah. So we got the Corkis here we talked about already. Of course, Jiizuke is going to look at this and say, so you ban Ryze Zoe, and then you give me the only remaining super strong mid lane choice for him, which is Azir. So I think he's happy with that one. I want to see them. Braum, Tahm Kench could make sense. We also have to consider Morgana with Kalista, because Black Shield can save against the all-in from Alistar.
Fates call in, and you can get the soul shackles off onto a bunch of people as well if you're chucked into the middle of a fight. Braum, Lucian ban
top lane
from Giants. Not something we too commonly see, but Cabochard has played it once already this split.
Yeah, and he's the OG Lucian player. He was the first guy to bring it out in that top lane. So I want to see with Giants, Taric and Morgana are the 2 support choices I'm looking at. Unless they want to be insanely crazy and go Thresh and try and win the lane in the bottom lane, but that would be so risky. So
one of Targamas' only wins this split has been on that Thresh. He's played it once, won it once as well.
I like this choice. I like the Zac here. I think despite Giants sacrificing support a little bit, they're gaining value by then still getting a Zac, despite we have 2 jungle bans. Ooh, I think she's on Zac there, but I mean, these predictions, I know I listed 3 supports,
You're a god, Deficio.
I did say 3 supports, so it's kind of cheating, but that one, it's risky. But bot lane should be action-packed. This is not a farm fest in the
We're looking at the bot lane for the first 20 minutes. Like, even if we don't look at a single other lane, I will be happy focusing down on that 2v2. Now, Jarvan for Vitality, Gilius is going to take that. They need a top lane pick here. It's going to be the Ornn.
All right, so because Vitality know they can play around bottom side of the map, they can go for tank top and just leave Cabochard on island. Almost lost my pen there, threw it out on stage.
It is the first time we've really seen Cabochard play a tank, though. Nah, the tankiest champion he's played thus far.
It's Yamato Cannon saying, you know what? We need to change a little bit of how we are picking on the stage. Oh, I looked at that bad boy for a moment, but a Zac would be the most obvious choice. Don't get baited, guys.
It's going to be the Zac.
Zac is available. And they go for him. So, I like the change. Unless they're... Okay, I was like, oh, Ornn jungle and Jarvan top. But I like the fact that, like, you know, Cabochard, we don't need to play around you. You don't need to carry. We know bottom side, Minitroupax. This could be his game. Reckless on the Euphoria podcast said that he wanted to see Minitroupax contribute more if Vitality are going to start winning games again. This is the game where he can do it. He's on Tristana, good lane into the Kalista with the Alistar. I just want to see what Targamas and Steeelback can do, because they are not famous for their 2v2 laning. And if they fall behind with this duo, oh, they're useless.
Giants aren't really famous for their strength in the mid game as well, which is where Kalista tends to be the strongest when you get a couple of... Like, she's strong in the lane, then she works well into the mid game as well. Late game, she scales not as well as the Tristana.
It's all about snowballing mid game, and ideally snowball around dragons on the bottom side, because you can obviously join, rent stacks, all that yibbity-yabbity.
That yibbity-yabbity.
Zach can't really...
Is that a Danish word I just don't know about, Deficio?
It's a Welsh word.
Oh, okay.
Betty taught me.
You've been learning from the alpha.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's very easy with Danish and Welsh. It kind of sounds similar in a way. You just say kind of hubity dabbity doobity, and then no one really knows if it's actually a real word or not.
Well, no one really knows how this game's going to go. Vitality and Giants are going to face up on the Summoner's Rift. Look of concentration for Minitroupax. He knows that he has not been performing as well as he would have liked. He knows that he's facing down a Kalista and a Thresh, and he knows that that bottom lane is going to be a deciding factor in this game. Let's talk about some of the other lanes as well. Corki into Azir, not the most exciting matchup in the world.
Push a little bit, farm a little bit, get the package on Corki, try and go side lane if you can. Cowbell, I'm hearing it already.
Top lane seems to be the same as well. Gangplank into Ornn is just probably just going to farm that up.
The two soul laners are not, in terms of like action, that exciting. It really is more about the bottom lanes, which is why we highlight them. This is a tweet from last week where Yamada Cannon, after the game, he said, you know what? This was on him. The draft against G2 was way too hard to execute. They tried to like snowball the bot lane. There was a Galio in the mid lane to prevent all of it, and it just fell apart so quickly for Vitality. They got almost perfect gamed by G2. So he took the blame. We heard him in the interview as well, admitting he didn't come in prepared. And guys, if you are a professional coach, you need to be prepared.
Seems like they're a lot more prepared for this draft. Have some strong late game scaling in the forms of the Tristana and the Azir. Seem to be able to work okay in the mid game as well.
And going back to the bottom lane, even though you want to talk about the soul laners.
No, we should talk about the bottom lane.
Pulling it back.
I just wanted to glance off them because I know we're going to look at the bottom lane.
It's true. So one of the big reasons for why Alistar works so well against Kalista is it's very hard for her to get away from Alistar when he all in. So he basically prevents her from sitting and just safely getting a ton of auto attacks off. Gilius is actually level 2 ganking. This is what we talk about. Snowball the bottom lane with this Tristana.
Some still up for Giants. Splash in from Jacktroll. Look for the connection onto Steeelback. He flashes away. But Gilius brings the spear down. And Vitality get first blood.
Oh, Giants. They tried in the big ban phase to say, we can win this bottom lane. We can go for Kalista, Thresh, famous 2v2 lane. Gilius says, I don't care. You're never getting away when Alistar engages. Level 2 ganks, grabs the red buff, shows up. Great start from Vitality. And this was one of the guys. Like, Gilius, if someone's going to make something happen early on, it's him. And last week, nothing happened in the early game.
Have to feel a little bit sorry for Steeelback. 97 games up to today. He has not given up first blood. Today he does. 2 games short of a 100-game spree. But this is exactly what caught him out.
Let's watch it again. This is where you can see Steeelback lose his record. Not getting the 100 games without giving up first blood achievement that we just invented right now. And he died. Who's next in line?
You can't really... Oh, I have to find out from our stats team. I feel that's slightly unfair on Iker to ask him just to randomly pick up the numbers.
Who is next in line? Who has given up, or who has not given up a first blood in whatever crazy amount of games in a row?
We'll find that out eventually, I'm sure. Now, Vitality put some pressure down towards that bottom side. We saw them do it last week. Didn't work out for them. Now they've got this early lead.
Oh, Cabochard.
And Cabochard is harassing Ruin in the top lane as well.
Yeah, using the spellbook to run Ignite early. Ruin needs to remember that we have seen Ornn players with Ignite, mainly Soas, get solo kills in lane, even though he technically is not supposed to. So, it's all about the bottom lane, man. Ooh, what a start. Pickaxe picked up already. On the other side, Steeelback just with a bunch of potions. Djoko's here.
Jiizuke is going to dodge away across the wall. Djoko did not elastic slingshot towards him. You can see Djoko's trying to do stuff. He came down towards the bottom lane.
Every game, baby. Djoko is the most active jungler early on. Let's see, Steeelback second back of the game. Oh, gets interrupted by Jacktroll, showing lane dominance. Targamas already went back, so Steeelback is kind of left on his own. But look at Djoko. It feels like he's the only one who can stop Giants from falling far behind.
Have to remember as well, tickets went on sale for the EU LCS Spring Split Finals and third place match. You can see Keown has ordered his. It's his first ever LCS match in Copenhagen, in Denmark.
What do you call it?
Copenhagen? Is that right? Is that close?
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen. I only lived there for 2 years when I was very young. Gilius living towards the mid lane right now, trying to get a gank off onto Betsy. Have I told you about the one phrase I know in Danish?
No.
It means hands up or trousers down. You can tell the age I was when I moved away from Denmark.
So what, 25?
Yeah. No, I deserve it. I deserve it. It's fine.
All right, medic.
Okay. So I want to break this down. Kalista's died early on. Doesn't have the heal or the flash back up.
Oof.
What do Vitality do to actually force Giants behind further in this lane? Are we looking for more ganks from Gilius? Is he going to spend more time down here? Or can Minitroupax and Jacktroll actually just win the lane from this point?
I mean, at this point, you can get a farm enough gold to get a BF sword on next back for Minitroupax. He comes in with BF sword and pickaxe and can, of course, just jump on Kalista all the time. Because what we kind of touched on before, Alistar can always get onto Kalista. And then because he has first a knock-up, and then after that he has the stun coming from his E, Kalista can't really kite away from him in time. And of course, Minitroupax can just follow with the Tristana jump. That means that if Steeelback is not stronger 1v1, it's really tough for him to stop Minitroupax from playing aggressive. And that's where Vitality, they don't have to kill him right now, but get a BF sword, and then get level 6 on Alistar, and then tower dive them. And take the bot lane tower early, and then suddenly Kalista never gets a snowball of dragons, never gets to a point in the game where she's stronger than Tristana, and that's a huge issue for Giants.
And Giants have never had a really strong mid-game either. Between that 15 and 30 minute mark, they do tend to struggle. So if they can't find some advantages soon, maybe they will fall further behind.
And that's kind of, sadly for Giants, been the story. A team who can find some early kills because of Djoko. A team who can then lose the advantage in the mid-game consistently. And then have to rely on the late game. In this game, double AD carry setup plus GP, so there's good scaling, except for the Kalista and Thresh, which I don't think really fits the Giants' playstyle at all. I think they're trying to switch it up. We have to respect that, because they've been losing a lot of games in a row now. I'm not sure that the lane they should play around early on with more aggressive picks is the bot lane, because it's been a lane that's struggled.
Yeah, Steeelback hasn't had the best track record as a member of Giants. The rest of the lanes are pretty even. A small CS lead for Cabochard in the top lane, but nothing to write home about. Gilius still looking down towards this bottom side. Interesting that Jacktroll has got the Hex Flash. Has Flash back up once again now, so might look towards another lane for a gank, because he knows they're ahead in the bottom lane with that BF sword that you mentioned.
There we go. All right, so just farm up for that one. Now is the time. Play around bottom side. Then will need to have to force a stopwatch, but once that is gone, it's free tower dives every single time. Alistar ult just tanks it. If they go on to Targamas, Steeelback will ult him. Okay, well then go on to Steeelback. Because what is Thresh going to do? Unless he flays the actual headbutt from Alistar, he can't really peel properly from him. It will be just Q flash engage from Jacktroll. And then the Lantern is the only thing left to save Steeelback, and he might get changed CC'd.
Do you have to remember that Betsy can roam on the Corki as well?
True.
Wave clear. You've got Djoko, who has a long-range engage. So Giants do have ways of answering a gank, but Vitality trying to clear out vision along the river to try and stop Giants from having awareness.
And that could be big. What you can do on Thresh is if you flash Flay onto a Tristana, if she tries to jump instantly, there's a chance you interrupt it. Or you just flash Flay, and then as soon as the Flay is done, you just hook basically in a straight line, because if she jumps in a straight line, and you can actually catch her. So there's a way to set up a gank there for Targamas, but does require a jungler or a top laner or mid laner being there, seeing as that double TP. We got the package. This could be it.
Joker's down towards that bottom side as well, clearing out vision that Vitality had established. Gets a little bit of a deep ward in for himself as well, but only at the edges of the Vitality jungle. You can sense both teams know that bot side is the place they want to play around.
Yeah, both junglers are just living down here.
Top lane is very much an island for itself. Vitality will be happier just slowing the game down a little bit now. They don't actually need to force anything in that bottom lane. It would be helpful if they could. Would be helpful if they could get advantages, but
also risky somewhat if you know the enemy jungler's bottom side. This is the play we talked about with the dragons being started early when you have Kalista. Kalista gets pushed in lane. She goes up to join. She helps take it down. Now it's
Gilius is pinged mid, so I don't actually think he's going for Dragon here. He'll realize Betsy's coming across. Dragon, now Gilius realizes that, and they do have push in the bottom lane, so Giants are all going to come up, 4 members here.
And this is, again, the exact play we talk about. The classic play with Kalista bot lane. Can they secure the Drake at least? Vitality or around, good hook.
Look on Gilius, Targamas looking for the play as well. Gilius flashes away, that's kind of burst. Steeelback jumps in, face cool. They get the damage down onto Jiizuke, who flashes the wall, but Betsy hits him with a bomb in the back. Now Joker's looking for the smite on the Mountain Drake. Should be able to secure that, and Giants get a big lead.
Yeah, that was very big. I thought the Drake actually reset when they all 4 jumped for the fight, but they get the Drake. Betsy picks up the kill as well. He's already heading the lane. That was the biggest turnaround Giants could have hoped for. Drake plus kill on the Corki.
Betsy getting that kill, you know, we just love it when Betsy is able to secure kills like that, and Vitality try to react to a Giants play.
Oh, Gilius getting hit by the hook, starts the fight, he has to flash away now. Just gotta get out, but Jiizuke tried to put a soldier up and dash to it, and then he gets knocked up in the air by the Kalista. And suddenly, that's a kill plus the Drake that didn't reset. Very important for Giants.
Not getting that full snowball down onto Steeelback though. Yes, you've got a Mountain Drake, but he didn't get the kill. He's still 15 CS behind, only sitting on Berserker Greaves for the moment. So they want to get some more on the Kalista if they can.
Yeah, so they've done a bunch of the steps. Obviously, again, you kind of need the Kalista to be ahead. At least despite being down, they get the Drake. And now we're looking at Betsy more than anything, because he's going to be the huge late game threat together with Ruin. And Betsy got the first kill for Giants, so he can be a force to be reckoned with. And we have actually seen that. Betsy's laning phase, he doesn't destroy people, but his late game team fighting has been pretty solid doing the LCS.
Playing up against someone like Jiizuke, though, you always have to be wary because he can just shuffle away, can make the big plays, consistently being a carry for Vitality. And Giants do struggle in this mid-game at times. We're not quite yet there. Probably at the 15-minute mark or so, they tend to start to fall behind, and it has cost them a lot in the past.
It's very true. All our GB players all decide on weird and wonderful support items. In this case, it's actually the magic damage version, the Spell Thieves. Just again, procs it on the parlay, get some extra gold, get 500 bonus from it, and then you can always sell it later.
That you can. As you can see here, Giants, after week 1, have been struggling at the 20-minute mark to have a gold lead. Jiizuke's going to get jumped on. Less bounce brings it back. He puts up a wall, but he's not going to divide too much. Now Jacktroll comes in to force Giants away, and he will stop them in their tracks.
Another engage from Djoko, of course, in the mid lane, but yes, the graphic we're looking at here shows if we can just get it back on the screen.
So it was there for a while. We just couldn't
but then
quite
the fight
get to
happened.
it.
So we bring it back up, and then we can actually see how the patches, when the games have suddenly gotten a little bit faster, teams have gotten better at snowballing, everything kind of went downhill for Giants. It started all the way to the left, that's week 1, then week 2, 3, 4, 5. We get further and further behind, and what we see here is when a team gets a lead at 20 minutes, only 50% win rate on 8.1 the first 2 weeks, 90% win rate last week. So when Giants fall further and further behind, and teams can actually win games off of it, Giants lose.
Game's going quicker as well, which is always a promising sight if you're a fan of action, as I am. We'll have to see how Giants are around that 20-minute mark, because right now they're 1,000 gold ahead.
Yep.
They have a Mountain Drake. They've got CS lead in the mid lane, 30 farm up there.
Exactly. So the only bad thing was the fact that Steeelback fell behind.
Yep.
That was the only bad thing for Giants so far. Great dragon play. I like Joker's attention around the mid. Ruin, of course, just power farming. Standard GP stuff where he gets like 1,000 gold ahead by just being even in CS. So everything else is fine, except for the bottom lane situation.
Vitality still looking to exploit that as Gilius is down on this bottom side of the map. Just looking for the tower more than anything. They don't really care about kills. It's about getting the pressure in the lane, being able to lane swap later on. The Demolish comes out from Jacktroll. Won't be able to get it on this minion wave, but maybe in just a couple.
As long as they get it down fairly soon, they can swap Minitroupax to top side, keep snowballing the turrets while Kalista is behind in items. Meanwhile, we get Djoko once again looking for something.
Now, the reason that we highlight Steeelback so much and him being on this Kalista seems odd to us is because in the first few weeks he was doing okay. You know, his team was about 600 gold ahead at the 15-minute mark. He was only about 300 behind. But in the last couple of weeks, CS differential is almost minus 30 at the 15-minute mark. And of his team's gold deficit of 1.4 thousand gold, he is 1,000 of it. He is the majority of his team's loss.
Yeah, he's not been getting the kills, and the enemy carry's gotten the kills. Let's see the engage. Djoko's here, as always. Betsy's coming as well.
He gets on his way as well. Djoko's going to get knocked back. Jacktroll pops the ultimate. The teleport's coming in. Betsy's coming down here. Giants 1 of 5, man.
Wait, that TP is really weird.
Yeah, Ruin cancels the TP. Maybe expecting Cabochard to come in.
He's going to flank his own team.
Oh, that's dangerous. They'll never see it. You
no
know,
one expects
teleport
it.
behind them. Nothing personal, kid.
He canceled though. Didn't want to actually flank his own team, sadly. Vitality's look for something around bot lane, but Giants are reading their situation. They know that's where the turret can go down. This gives actually TP advantage for Cabochard. Betsy can match it, but if Vitality put Gilius around mid, pushes out mid with him and Jiizuke, and then moves to bottom side plus TP top, Giants can't really respond and they will lose bot lane tower for sure. So that could be an issue for them. Steeelback though, got his first item.
Deficio, we have an incredible bit of information for you. And I know you've been waiting with bated breath for this. Previously, Steeelback, longest without giving up a first blood of 97 games. Now, it's Kasing. 51 games in a row. He has not died for first blood.
UK lad, 51 games.
That's what happens. You've got a lot of strength, you've got a lot of fortitude if you have a cheeky Nando's every now and again, and it helps you avoid those kills.
It's actually impressive because he plays a lot of really squishy supports that you normally want to kill early. But apparently Kasing.
But you can see why Steeelback going 97 games was such an achievement.
Oh yeah, that was actually very impressive. Again, I'm sad he didn't get the 100 achievement that, again, we just invented for this game.
You and QuickShot could have worn those hats again if it happened. Like, have a little celebration.
Technically, they were supposed to be clown.
Oh, were they?
And we had the clown nose on.
I just assumed it was a celebration of... Wasn't it Soas that you were celebrating?
It was Nahun won his first game.
Nahun won his first game?
With Origin, yeah. He had lost so many games in a row. It was a big deal back then.
It was.
Wonder what he's doing now.
He is somewhere. I think it might be in TCL, but once again, bot lane is the focus for these two teams. You can see Gilius spending time around here. Betsy is pressuring that mid lane tower as well. Have to remember, no first tower has gone down yet.
But Betsy, man, BF sword already there. Djoko, if he kills Jiizuke here, that tower dies, and Giants get a big gold lead. Oh, can he do it?
Jumps in, Jiizuke shuffles forward, shuffles back, puts down the wall, but an unstoppable Betsy chases him down.
Oh, just last hit him.
The final shot. Djoko says, I'll do it for you. The call of the Forge God in the top lane, and Ruin is destroyed by Cabochard.
Man, these Ornns keeps getting solo kills, but Djoko got the kill in that mid lane. Sadly, Betsy took a ton of damage from the turret, so Gilius should be able to defend. Or is he getting baited? Nice.
He's on his way. Gilius is just going to jump away. Should be fine. Still no first tower, though, which is important. Because you get that extra gold. Giants now have a 2,000 gold lead. We talked about that, 15 to 30 minute mark not being incredibly strong. They're doing stuff. They are making proactive plays around the mid lane.
Look at the minimap, man. They have everything watered on bottom side to try and protect Steeelback and Targamas. So Vitality not been able to push the turret. I like this play so much. Winning lane is mid. Keep Jiizuke down. He tries to shuffle out of it and then can't really interrupt the package from Betsy. And I almost feel like Betsy just give it that one last hit.
Yep.
But, of course, he was dropping pretty low in there. And meanwhile, Cabochard, for some reason, Ornn players in Europe just keeps getting solo kills top lane.
EU tops, man. Just Call of the Forge God is so strong in this sort of situation. Ruin really can't do too much.
Well, I can't flash away from the initial ult there. I don't think he can get out. Elias, he gets out. What a beast, though. Djoko, he knows. Drake is alive. What did we talk about earlier?
We said we wanted Dragons division.
And we want to kill Alistar killing the Dragons. Can they push bot lane from Giants? Go to Drake again. Vitality will start crying because they haven't killed that bot lane tower. That's how you break the mentality of a team.
And also, you focus that star player in Jiizuke. Gilius doesn't get the jump away. Betsy's on the chase. The walls come up. There's a cannon barrage as well, but Gilius should be able to get away from this one. The re-engage coming out. Here's the TP. The shuffle back, the double knock. Jacktroll gets caught out, but Betsy is doing so much work until Minitroupax takes him down. Now it's 3 members of Giants trying to survive. Cabochard there, a double for the Troupax. Cabochard's going to get rendered down, but Steeelback doesn't have the damage on this Kalista. Jacktroll will be sacrificed. They eat some steak, and in the end, it ends up being a 2 for 2.
All right, 2 for 2 right there. Giants, can they do something mid? Cabo is really low, but Minitroupax is full HP. Summoners as well. He had to jump the wall the last fight side because he was getting hooked by Targamas. Trying to defend the turret. It is fairly low. I think Giants got it. First turret of the game. Bigger goal lead.
19 minutes in, first tower of the game. 4,000 gold lead for Giants as well. And here is another look at exactly what happened.
Oh, Gilius trying to just dash out of it, but gets interrupted. Forcing the fight, which is actually fine for Vitality because Jiizuke, big plays here. Betsy gets knocked back. Same with Djoko. Betsy goes down to Minitroupax. Looks like a one fight. Let's see what happens next because it's 4v3 at the moment. Cabo gets to try and walk out. And at this point, oh, Minitroupax is split off and he has to jump to avoid Targamas. And then suddenly Jacktroll, poor guy, is left alone. And Giants tip the cow.
Take down the cow. You can look pretty even damage across the board there. Really only Cabochard not having as much of an impact as he would have liked. Jacktroll, though, credit to him, 1,338 damage on a support.
Dude, the combo with Aftershock, even though we didn't have some of the damage on it, does some pretty decent damage. And of course, if you hit like 5 members, Cabochard, though, goes down to the bottom lane. He's tired of this boring game where he's not part of anything other than solo killing Ruin. He wants to kill turrets, mate.
But he can't get it because Ruin is on the chase here. Cabochard's going to pull down the call of the Forge God. Takes a barrel to the back, turns it back around. There's some fiery breath as well, but Ruin has the Sterax. And Cabochard has nowhere to go. The Gangplank still on the chase. Another breath of good luck, but Ruin takes him out.
So he defends the turret. He gets revenge, kills Cabochard. Now he can push the bot lane turret instead. Giants keep making some big plays where they get pretty big advantages over Vitality.
And Vitality are not playing like a 7-3 team. Like, Giants were coming down. They're on a 3-game losing streak. Vitality lost 2 games last week, as we said. But this game just looks totally out of their control. We thought after the early game they would have it in the bag. You know, Snowball Minitroupax puts some pressure down, and Giants have turned it on its head.
It's another game where Vitality do not manage to get Jiizuke ahead early on. Betsy got that first kill, then Djoko kept ganking mid over and over, so it's a really good call from Giants. Because once you win the mid lane, you prevent the bot lane from just pushing, because you can just walk down behind them and actually stop this winning bot lane from Vitality side from taking the turret. The turret is still alive. Ruin is taking 2 turrets now, and he kills Cabochard.
And what are Vitality doing? They're doing nothing as Giants. Mid-game power here from them. They are now almost 7,000 gold ahead, Deficio, at the 22-minute mark. This is dominant stuff from Giants.
And the 2 most important members, the Gangplank and the Corki, they're the ones with all the gold at the moment. On Giant side, Jiizuke getting ganked for the 5th, 6th time now by Djoko. Finally, Vitality get a turret for themselves. Giants are on top side. GP, no TP, so sadly for them, Ruin cannot flank.
Do have to remember that Minitroupax is 3-0 on this Tristana.
It's all about him now. It's all about Minitroupax.
And it never really has been. It's always been Jiizuke having a good game and Minitroupax kind of cleaning up fights, doing some damage in the later game fights.
In the LCS, yeah, but before, we had a lot of games where it was about, you know, the bottom lane. Gilius would camp the bot lane, get Minitroupax
They're doing Baron.
ahead.
They're doing Baron, Deficio.
22
they've
minutes.
got Kalista, they've got Corki comes in with the teleport. Highest gold lead for Giants at 20 minutes. This split, and they just looking to secure this one. I don't think Vitality have the speed to react. Jiizuke's on his way. Maybe going to try and put a wall down. But the Baron goes. The TP comes in. Betsy's going to use the package to get away. And I don't think Vitality really get much out of
They
this.
need some kills, though. They need to
All
get some
of the
kills.
Forge God. Only Targamas gets locked up. The Fates Call brings him back. And Giants get away. And Ruin's pushing mid.
Oh, Giants, great call with the Kalista. Ruin will get a lot of damage on mid lane turret. Might even kill it. Cabochard no ulti. Can't really stop him. Yeah. Cannon.
One more. Oh, it goes
don't
small.
hit the tower.
The baby cannon at the end.
Stupid cannon.
Just regressed a few steps there. But what play from Giants?
Dude, the shot call.
This mid-game shot calling has been absolutely beautiful.
We saw a bit of this in the start of their split from Giants. Like really good calls around Baron specifically. Not afraid of like rushing it when they think, okay, the enemy is too far away, they can't react. This was a beautiful call. Vitality pushed top. Then they push it all the way to T2 tower. They all recall at the same time. They're like, yep, back to base. Job's done. Nothing's going to happen. And Giants are like, well, I guess we just rush Baron. Ruin didn't even have to use TP because he'd already recalled after pushing bot lane and getting 2 turrets for his team. This is a great game from Giants. Vitality, they're falling apart.
Just absolutely devastating for them. Let's have a quick look at where we are item-wise. Leandries and Nash's Tooth finished on Jiizuke. Trinity Force and that Infinity Edge on Betsy as well. So he's scaling up nicely on that Corki. Who else are we looking at? Ruin in these fights. Trinity Force, Steerax, and the Corfield Warhammer. It's upgraded to the Frostfang Eye, which I can't remember the name of it.
A Frostfang Eye. I believe it is called the
Eye of Frost. I was so close!
You had one job, medic.
I'm sorry. Jump in. Djoko gonna knock him back, and Gilius is gonna get rooted to the spot. Targamas secures him. Giants get the mid lane tower. Jiizuke shuffles away to safety. And Cabochard knocks himself into a wall. He's going to feel the hook in his back. Tries to do something, but there's just nothing you can do against Giants.
Cabochard continuing the trend for Vitality of just running straight into a wall. Everything is going wrong for this team. Djoko, he's looking for more. Are they going to try and like, okay, they get in it at least. But it's only 10 seconds on Gilius. They got the Baron buff though.
Only really need the inhib now. They don't need to push for too much more. 25 minutes in, they crack a mid lane inhib, Deficio.
And Djoko continues to be one of the best junglers to watch. Because if you want action in your games, you want to watch Djoko play. He's never afraid. He's always jumping in aggressively. Tower dives, early ganks. So when Giants are finally winning a mid game, he can keep doing this and it keep looking really good for Giants. Like another engage just straight onto them. Didn't even seem coming early on. Gilius goes down again. Gotta say, Djoko's been winning the jungle war.
He's been destroying Gilius in the jungle war. They are Giants, more like Titans, slaying the gods of Vitality. And now with a 10,000 gold lead at the 25-minute mark, it's the largest lead they have had this split. At that 25-minute point of the game. They're just looking to close it now. 2 players going up towards the top side. There's an Ocean Drake there as well if Ruin wants to secure that for himself. He's been doing a good job of drawing pressure onto a separate part of the map. And everyone from Giants has performed. Like, you look at Steeelback. He was 0-1 in lane, had burnt Flash, had burnt Heal very early on. Now 2-1-3, finished 3 completed items, and is doing work in these fights.
Let's see. Top lane turret. Last outer turret standing. Only member that you can't have to be afraid of is the 3-item Tristana. Cabochard is trying to force something.
Forge God comes in, but Joker's going to split them off. Minitroupax jumps in, a great hook once again, and he has the flash. Exhaust down, teleport's coming in as well. Vitality pushing forward, but it's all on the Giants. A double for Betsy, shredding through the front line of Vitality. A double, though, goes across the Jiizuke, but now we're going to see the Giants just roll across Vitality. Only Jacktroll left alive, and the Giants don't give a damn. They're looking for the win.
They're running straight for that mid lane. Vitality tried to force a fight, see if they could do something. Minitroupax even jumped into the back line, but there was still a stopwatch from the early game that was never used by Steeelback. He bought so much time. Giants realized they actually couldn't finish in time. Could maybe just grab the top lane tier 2, but I think they're going to be fine after their 12,000 gold lead. Let's see it again. Bot lane, there's a GP, so they're like, okay, we can do it before GP shows up. Engage is okay, but then Minitroupax jumps in, thinks he can burn down Steeelback, but stopwatch is there, was never used in the game, and now Giants can turn around because they bought enough time for Betsy to absolutely destroy the enemy AD carry, and the AD carry from Vitality is the only member who can actually kill someone.
I feel like Jiizuke does a good job in that fight as well. Killing Betsy before the fight ends means that probably stall Giants being able to take the game.
And we have to remember it's still early, so like just getting a few kills doesn't mean you necessarily can rush down and actually finish.
As much as our audience might want Giants to be able to finish at this point, you can hear the chants. You can hear the support for Betsy as well. And Giants
Good game from him.
Oh, Giants had a good game all round.
Do it, Djoko.
Jumps in. Stretching strike hits Gilius. Here's the call of the Forge God as well. The defense comes up. Another hook lands. Vitality, Jiizuke's killed Steeelback at the start of this. And now Giants just having to back away, but it's all Cabochard and Jiizuke just doing work. Ruin, though, he's on the back line. He's killing Minitroupax. Jiizuke's going to fall. Ruin is an absolute demon as he takes out 2. Gets it dunked, Vitality. Betsy jumps across. It's on to Gilius. But Giants do incredible stuff in that team fight. I thought they were losing. Giants say no, they get the ace and they're looking for the bot lane inhibitor.
That is so far ahead, and Betsy, Ruin picking up all the kills, the big carries for Giants in this one. Bot lane turret will fall, that's an inhib as well. Death timers, 15 seconds on the bot lane from Vitality. Giants, they're looking for these next turrets.
Might be the game, bringing in the minion wave as well. Djoko's going to tank up the Nexus Tower. First Nexus Tower is going to fall. Cabochard and Jacktroll, the only two members left to defend, but it looks like Vitality are going to be going 0-3 because Giants want to close this one out, break their losing spree. They are truly titans as they look to close out the game. Betsy just getting the auto attacks in, and the Giants will destroy Vitality.
Out of nowhere, Giants show us a fantastic mid-game. Constant action because Djoko keeps engaging around mid. Betsy gets some of the kills. It stops the bleeding from the bottom lane. They get the drakes. And we step into team fights. And it's all about Giants. Ruin, Betsy, the two biggest carries, and Djoko, the man who sets it up.
It's crazy because we looked at picks and bans and we said, looking at this Kalista, looking at this bottom lane, that's where everything's going to happen. And Giants are like, sure, you can win the bottom lane if you want to win the bottom lane. We'll win everywhere else.
But that was the crazy thing about this game, because Zach Corki is not necessarily what you're looking at when it's like, oh, this lane is where they need to snowball. You know, they're just going to keep ganging. Like, Corki doesn't even provide any CC setup. He just deals damage. So the fact that Djoko got so much action around mid and Betsy got those early kills was huge for Giants. And we gotta say, 3 games in a row where Vitality, they do not manage to get mid lane rolling early. Jiizuke can get some kills later in some of the games, but early on when he falls behind, suddenly Vitality, they lose map patrol.
And Vitality are playing Misfits tomorrow, next week. They're playing Schalke. They're playing Fnatic. It doesn't get any easier for Vitality. Are they going to be tumbling down the standings? Are they going to miss playoffs?
At the moment, it is free falling at the moment. Let's not write them out of playoffs just yet. But the thing that's so tough is after a 0-2 week, you know, everyone is mad, everything sucks. You go back, you reset. You have a full week of prep, VOD watching, news scrims. You try and get the confidence back. We had Yamato kind of interview before the game saying, yeah, you know, we're feeling good now. We're ready. And then you walk on stage and you play a team who's been on a losing streak themselves and they destroy you.
But you get the early lead as well. Like Vitality, a few minutes into that game would have been like, yeah, this is good. We're doing exactly what we want.
Yeah, they definitely could have gotten more on the bottom side, but then suddenly the play around mid and Drake went in favor of Giants and everything went back in Giants' favor. But again, that confidence you just spend a week to try and build up after your 0-2 is completely shattered if you're a Vitality player. Meanwhile, if you're Giants, greatest thing in the world, you're back. Losing streak is done. You are still looking really good in the standings.
Yeah, you should be very happy. Make sure you jump over to @LOL eSports on Twitter right now. We've got a contest for player of the game. It's between Ruin, Djoko, and Betsy. And I'm not sure which one I'd pick. We'll reveal the winner after the break. So be sure to give us your choice. It was a great game. I'm not sure who you'd pick. I mean, you put Vitality 3rd in your power ranking, so I'm not sure if you're the best judge of character. After the break, Deficio shows us how a Dane handles his sausage. Not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned.